Are you a Cubs fan?
No, my son was.
Okay.
He loved the Cubbies, and so we've all been drawn into it. And I kept thinking, I got to go to bed. This is ridiculous. I have an early morning meeting the next day.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't tune out. It was awesome. We can all go to baseball games for the rest of our lives. We'll never see a better game than that.
No, or a better series. It just played out perfectly with the Indians and the Cubs, two teams that were both desperate and long awaiting a championship to get it done. And the ratings played it out that way. Which brings up an interesting question, Bill, talking about ratings. When you look at what's happening right now in college football with the top four as we see them currently, Alabama, Clemson, Michigan, and Texas A&M, which interestingly jumped Washington. We'll get your opinion on that in a second. Is there a ratings preference for you guys as you think about the college football playoff and the four teams that are going to rise to the top in about 3 or 4 weeks?
He's giving you a tough one out of the chute there, Bill. Let's see how you answer this there, buddy.
It matters, though. You want people to watch.
Right out of the chute. No softballs in this deal. I like it.
Nice. So what's your answer?
I like it. The answer is no. No, we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is get the right four teams, get them ranked in the right order, and we did that the first 2 years.
No question. Bill, we're still relatively in the infancy here of the playoff format, and Tiki and I know what you do, but for our audience, specific to your job description, what exactly is your role?
My role of course, is to manage the staff. We have a staff of 18 in our office in Dallas. If you ever get there and have a spare minute, come by and see us.
Well, hold on.
Have you meet the staff. Yeah.
My wife is from Dallas, and we'll be there for Thanksgiving. I'm going to take you up. Are you serious about that? I'll come by.
Brandon, come see us. Absolutely.
We're going to talk off the air. I'm going to come make that visit for sure. I'd love to.
Would love to see you.
Okay.
But so manage the staff, kind of keep the train running on time, and then my responsibility with the selection committee is I would call it traffic cop. We have a defined set of protocol the committee uses, and my role is to make sure that we don't deviate from the protocol, that everybody's voice in the room gets heard, and support the chairman in his work.
Okay. So to Bill Hancock with us here, Executive Director of the College Football Playoff. This is less specific about the process and the format and more of an overview of the season here, Bill. And I wonder if you share our sentiments. We just hit this before you joined us. And trust me, I love the sport. I'm not in the business of knocking it. But it seems as if it's been without real, true, palpable, great storylines. Outside of Louisville and Clemson, that magical night on Saturday, it was a great atmosphere. Obviously, the A&M Alabama game had a real competitive tone to it. It just seems, though, like a lot of the things that we maybe expected, whether it's Christian McCaffrey, whether it's Fournette, it just seems like certain things that needed to happen for this to be an epic season have not happened so far. Would you agree with that? And if so, where do you think we stand the rest of the way?
That's interesting. That's not my view, actually. I think we're having a great season. I think we got off to a great start that first weekend, and things keep happening. I mean, the Clemson-Florida State game was intriguing last weekend. Obviously, Nebraska-Wisconsin was off the charts, and just how fascinating it was. So my view of it is every weekend you have to pay attention because something wild is going to happen in this game.
Yeah, it does, and it makes it interesting for your committee. Barry Alvarez's, the Condoleezza Rice, the Ty Willinghams. Now, there's been a couple of turnovers in this committee. What effect has that had, if any, on how the selection is working so far this year?
Well, the committee members have 3-year terms. To get started, though, we had some serve 2 years, some 3, and some 4.
Oh, so it was intentional.
Pardon me?
It was intentional.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. People rotated off last year, and we'll have 3 more rotate off this year. This is not a lifetime appointment, so that's why we have the terms. The 3 new members are fitting right in. Rob Mullins, Jeff Bauer, Herb Duramedy. They went through some pretty intensive preseason training, and the first meeting they just fit right in there. I told them, you guys, you're no longer freshmen. You're now sophomores.
Yeah,
that's the way this works.
That's good. I mean, we expect a little experience to aid and avoid any bumps. Listen, did they put on the freshman 15 though?
They had little beanies. Yeah.
Bill Hancock with us here. Bill, I wonder what's a bigger challenge for the room, and obviously, there's not one collective mind, although it needs to actually lead to that place. But you have strong, independent thought, very important and very intelligent people that are all trying to dissect and offer their opinions on what we've all seen. But in totality, do you find it tougher, and I'll use Baylor and Nebraska as an example, even though they both lost, and I think we all knew that they weren't really good enough, in my opinion, I won't speak for you, to do anything significant. But do you think it's tougher to weigh the merits of an undefeated team 6 or 7 games into it that I think we all know isn't really good enough to win it, or a 1 or even a 2-loss team like Wisconsin, who I think we all know is legit, but has 2 losses on their resume? What's tougher for the room?
The great thing about our room is we can dig deeper into those records. Are you undefeated? Okay, who did you play? You have a loss. Who did you lose to? What happened in the game? That's never been done to this level in college football before. Mm-hmm. And that really is the beauty. I don't know if I could say which is tougher. It's just a matter of the committee lining up side by side the teams, not only their game-by-game results, but their statistics, and comparing that along with the what the members have seen through watching video. And that obviously that produces the rankings. This week, there were 4 teams that were jumbled in there together, A&M, Washington, Ohio State, and Louisville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All jumbled in there together, all very close, and the committee had to make a hard decision.
Hey, Bill, do you think there's ever do you envision a non-Power 5 team ever making it? Houston, we thought, would be one in the conversation this year. They finished 8th last year, and I think Boise State was 20th in the first year, so it really hasn't been that close. But do you ever see that happening?
I think I do. I think that can happen. Play a good schedule, win your games, and you're going to be in the hunt. Just like everybody else, those teams that, what do they call themselves, Group of 5, mm-hmm. they're going to have to play good schedules. But one of those teams that's really good and plays a good schedule and does well will absolutely be in the hunt for this.
Do you enjoy this, or does the pressure almost overtake any pleasure that you might derive from the process and the role that you have?
I'm the luckiest guy I know. I have a wonderful job. I love it. The only thing I'd rather do would be a radio host.
As you get to talk about it and criticize them. What about the guys in the room? What about Kirby and Barry Alvarez? These guys have other jobs as well. Obviously, director of Texas Tech Athletics and Alvarez at Wisconsin. Do they enjoy it, or is that pressure for them? Because they're going to get criticized should things like what happened last week, Washington being undefeated, fall out of the top 4.
They love it. They're honored to be a part of this. I think this is the most prestigious committee and most certainly the most scrutinized committee in all of college sports. And it's an honor to serve. They want to give something back to the game. They're delighted to be a part of it. I think the gravity of the whole thing probably doesn't weigh on the committee. We don't talk about that. We have a job to do. We get in the room, we get it done.
Yeah, fun.
And I don't think
you guys have fun though, right?
My goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're having fun, sometimes you're not talking football. What does Condi say about the election?
Ooh, yeah. Who's going to win?
Let me say this: what goes in the room stays in the room.
You got the old mantra. What we see here, say here,
well,
stays
Bill,
here when we leave here.
I'll say this specific to the election with the 2 candidates right now, the primary candidates. It's basically put it this way: it would be like you guys, because they are both so flawed and so pathetic and so disgraceful in so many different ways. It would be like having Bowling Green play, I don't know, a 5-loss team for the national championship. That's how bad this election is and will continue to be.
At least there's local issues that we can vote on.
Hey, Bill, go ahead, man.
I know enough not to talk about politics.
Yeah, you're right.
I have voted, and frankly, I was proud of the person I voted for.
Oh, good.
Hey, okay, Bill, there you go. All right, and that's why I impugned both. I don't want to get, I said, hey, listen here, both have issues, but hopefully the winner saves us because we can really use help on a serious note. We know that. Bill, awesome chat, man. I know we'll get it again. I'm going to put you on hold real quick. I'm going to get your number. I'm going to take you up. I'm going to be in Dallas for almost a week, so I'm going to swing by, and I really would love to see the way you guys do it.
Awesome. Hey, it's been fun, guys. Let's do it again.
Well, certainly. Be good, Bill.
There he is. Put him on hold there, Mike. Bill Hancock.